One of my secrets to building websites quickly is to always start with a content template. This allows me to plan the key elements of my website and the text that will appear on each page. Now, you by no means have to use a content template. You might choose to set up your site and then determine the content as you go along. But I've found that using a content template greatly reduces the amount of time spent building the site. It allows you to focus solely on your content and then just copy and paste the content into your website rather than writing it and rewriting it as you design your site. What I provided for you are two different versions of the content template. First, I've included a filled-in version, which shows you exactly how I plan the content for the demo site that I'm creating in this course. I've also included a blank version of the same template, which you might choose to use as a starting point for your own content. So let me quickly show you how I set up my content template. First, I started with branding. I have the site title and tagline, and then I have a highlight color, which I'll explain in just a minute. Finally, I have my logo. And if you don't have a logo yet, be sure to check out the bonus unit where I explain how to create a free logo in Canva. So back to the highlight color. The highlight color is the main color that I'll be using for my branding and for my website. The color I'm using is an emerald green. This weird 6-digit number that you see here, number 009874, is what's known as a hex value. Your website interprets the hex value as a color. There are quite a few ways to determine your highlight color hex value. One of the easiest ways is to use the W3 Schools color picker. You can click any color in the hexagon that you like, or you can use this HTML5 color picker to select really any color you want. Once you exit the color picker, you see your selected color with a preview of how black and white text looks on it. This value below the preview, which can include both numbers and letters, is the hex value of your color, and that's what you want to save in your content template. The rest of this content template lays out the text that I want to show on my website. In order to follow along, you'll probably want to have the Divi Copywriter Layout Pack open so you can get a better idea of what the section labeling means. This is a layout that we're going to be using as a starting point for your website, and I've included a link to this in the notes for this unit. For example, if you take a look at the home page of the layout, you can see it split into various sections. And in the content template, I've labeled these sections by number. So I have the first section, second section, etc. If you cross-reference the content template with the layout pack, it will make a lot more sense than just looking at the content template on its own. I won't go through every section of this content template because I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll quickly walk through a couple of sections on the homepage so you get the general idea. My first section on the homepage is this hero image, which is the top section in the Divi layout that starts with "Hello, I'm Jane." In my content template, you see I filled out a heading, subheading, button text, and a button link. The second section is this intro section, which has a brief paragraph and several icons. In my content template, I filled in a heading and intro paragraph, and then for each icon, I've listed a header and a short piece of text. Finally, I have the button text and the button link. And I'm sure you get the general idea by now. The goal here is simply to get your content in a usable format that you can easily copy and paste as you build your website. One thing you can see that I'm not including in this template are images or icons. That's because for the most part, I will be using images that come with the Divi theme. And for the few images I source elsewhere, I've included bonus units on how to find these for free. I found that this works best for most people who are DIYing their site, as sourcing stock photos or images is extremely time-consuming, and most of the free options leave a lot to be desired. So spend some time thinking about the content for your website and laying it out in a manner that works best for you. Throughout this tutorial, I'll be referring back to my content template very often as I build my site.